obviously. We came from somewhere. Unless you got hatched in an egg, in which case you might still have a mom, though. I don't know how that works, how you'd qualify that or quantify it. But anyway, for those of you who are moms or whose mom is still with you, happy belated Mother's Day. I gotta be quick on this live stream. It's gonna be a busy day today for me. Just wanted to remind everyone, as the weather changes, hey, good morning, Red October. Hey, good morning, Sway. Check your vehicles. Hey, Billy. Weather's changing, changes in temperature. You get that erratic weather as cold fronts give way. Hey, Dan, thank you. Give way to hotter weather. And, you know, we've had hail. They call it gorilla hail. I don't know who came up with that name. But the hail that hit north of us about a week ago, maybe, the hail was about 2 to 3 inches in diameter. So think of a ping pong ball to possibly a lacrosse ball sized hail. Like, it's some insane hail. It was punching holes through windshields up north. It happens. You get a temperature inversion. Hey up, hey oops, and yeah, you get that effect. Hey Teresa, good morning. It's important everybody pay attention to your weather patterns and check your vehicle. Now's a great time. Weather seems to have stabilized for the most part across the country, at least for a week or so. Now's a great time to start checking your vehicle. Hey Loretta, on my way home. Oh, that's good, Loretta. I'm glad to hear you're making it home. You have had a month, so I'm glad that you're there. And folks, don't forget, go and say hi on her channel. She's been a little bit out of pocket, but go say hi. And in any case, folks, now's a good time. Check your vehicles. Make sure your tires are in decent shape. Make sure the AC runs. You got to get an oil change. Get one, do one if you can. You have a space to do it yourself. Choose to get ahead of those kind of things if you can. And again, everything costs money. And remember, I keep repeating this, but some of our most valuable resources, which as a guy who's a young empty nester, I realize it more and more now, is your time, your energy, and your space are super valuable resources. So obviously, if it makes more sense in your situation to have someone else do the oil change so you can do more important things, great. If you have the space to do it and you can do it yourself, save yourself the money, do that as well. You know, everyone's circumstances are different, but the important thing is to get ahead of it. Hey, Devil Dog, try to be ready for those changes in weather if you decide to visit family or friends during the spring, the summer. And we're gonna get temperature changes. So this morning I woke up, it is now 64. Woke up, it was a brisk 50. It was nice outside. By Thursday, we're gonna have 101 in my part of Texas. That's a huge swing. And it goes the other way in the winter. We'll be like 90, 95, 100. And all of a sudden, in 48 hours, we're 44 degrees, right? And all the kids get sick because nobody knows how to dress, and they go out in t-shirts and get sick. Well, really, they get sick because they put everything in their mouth like puppies. But point being, get your vehicle squared away, get your home squared away. Now's a great time of year to check your generator if you have one. If you can check your windows, make sure they're sealing right. Swap your AC filters if you haven't done it. These little things prevent bigger things from happening, and that's something important to think about. Hey Loretta, no worries, be safe. Because when you don't do the oil changes, you don't change the filters in your AC, all those little things that you're like, it's not a big deal, it's not a big deal. If it breaks something expensive, then it's a big deal. Thank you, Teresa, it becomes a problem. Garden is almost in. See, we were sitting in the yard drinking mimosas and looking at the yard going, what the hell are we going to do with this nightmare? So sadly, my old propane grill is about to die, or died. It wasn't to where I wanted to use it anymore. It was kind of scary, so I'm disassembling it and throwing out the pieces. And then I'm going to have to replace it, probably with something smaller, because it's just me and the wife now. You know, at one point I was cooking for 5, the 2 of us, 3 kids, and then whatever random ass friend, and the big lab shepherd mix. So we would cook barbecue a lot. Now it's just 2 of us. I do almost everything on a cast iron. I don't need a big grill. Probably a 2-foot long grill for 2 of us would be perfect. But yeah, folks, start to do the maintenance. Check your fire alarm batteries, smoke alarm batteries, sorry. Your CO2 alarm batteries, if you have them. Go inspect your fire extinguishers. Make sure they have a proper charge on them. I keep 3 in my house. I keep 1 in the garage, which is obvious, 1 in the kitchen, which is obvious. The last one I keep in the master bedroom closet. And basically the rationale there is, and this is from when I had kids in the house, if there's a fire and I have to go get my dogs or get my children or get my granddaughter, I don't want to have to walk through fire to get to them. I still leave to this day a pair of shoes, blue jeans with a belt already through the loops, and at the foot of my bed on my chair, and I still have the fire extinguisher in the other room, because you never know. Hell, you could wake up at 2 a.m. and you left something on, and now part of the kitchen's on fire. If you got that extinguisher right there in the room, you can go and put it out immediately, and then call the fire department, have them come in. He has 7 different names and no address. How do you change the illegal with no insurance and totaled out my wife's car? Oh, okay. That I got hit by someone who wasn't supposed to be in the country back in Houston. I was stopped at a light, and I looked at her in the rear view because she was coming up hot in like a Toyota, and I was in a 250 at the time. She's coming in this like little Honda Civic, and I look up and she's absolutely enthralled with her phone, and then at the last minute I see her look up and she goes, and whack, she hits my car. And she slowed down enough to where it wasn't damaging anybody. I came out and I was like, hey, are you okay? And the first words out of her mouth, in Spanish, why did you back up to me? Me chocaste, me trataste de matar, you tried to kill me. And I was like, oh, bitch, no. And I broke into Spanish on her, and I lit into her ass. And I'm like, you fucking hit me. You were playing with your phone. I saw that shit. I told her she was an old lying wash rag, a dishcloth. And she got angry, and she was like, she puffed up. I'm like, woman, I told her, if you smack me in Texas, I can put you on the grass. Oh, all of a sudden she didn't want to smack me. So after I called her a dirty dish towel, literally like, how did I say it? Toalla sucia, which is dirty towel, basically, implying she was raggedy ass, which pisses Spanish women off, by the way. So anyway, she gets back in her car. I pull into the bank and she took off. And I'm like, you bitch. And anyway, I'm sitting there like, what the hell? And here comes this 3 older women in another car, and they pull up. We saw everything. This is my business card, and oh, this is her license plate on the back of my business card. We saw her hit you, and when you came out and you were nice, and she started yelling, oh, I don't like that. That's terrible. And there was a Spanish lady with the older women. She's like, yeah, no, she's a dirty woman. Una pendeja, and she was cursing at her in Spanglish, which was kind of funny. So anyway, I called the cops. I gave them the plates. The cop was a Latina girl. She actually drove to their house and said, you hit someone, and then they pulled over and they waited and you left. Oh, we didn't know he was waiting. You should have pulled over. So she got a summons. She got several citations. And she's like, well, you better produce insurance that I can give the other guy, or we're going to... But he disappeared now again. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. Well, no, they caught mine. It was like within 45 minutes. I knew a lot of the constables people back in Houston. So they're like, oh, no, we'll get you taken care of. And she like this little pretty little lady cop, and she was just like, no, we're not doing that today. And she went, and she was like, bam, she calls me later. Oh, write this down. This is their insurance information. Okay, awesome. Thank you. I never made a claim because it did nothing to my truck. She lost her grill. Her grill was on the floor and shit. But that was her own stupid. But in any case, yeah, and now if they found him and he's gone already, oh, flip. Ah, that's frustrating. It really is. Now what you can do, and you can consider this, is you can go to the court, and I don't know how it would work if you go to like the JP or the local, I don't know who has jurisdiction in your area. Go to the court, hey, Eloa, go to the court and say that this individual struck your vehicle. We now can't locate him. And I believe you can still file a claim, and you can still summon them for a hearing, right? Now, this is where it gets convoluted, because I've had to do this with renters, unfortunately. They're going to mail them a summons to come for a hearing. If they don't show up, then you automatically win the court case. Now, granted, if you can't find that person, and I'm not a lawyer, this is just experience I've gone through. If you can't find them again, it's kind of a moot point, right? But you have that ruling, that's going to stay in the state. At least in Texas it will. So if that person winds up in another court and they pull the background, they're like, oh, outstanding judgment and non-payment, they could pull a bench warrant for them and get them arrested, and then bring them back to your court for a hearing. So again, it doesn't solve the problem, but it does give you that tool, if you will, where you can come back and whack them on the head another day. That pisses me off, though. And it's funny because I know there's some new immigrant drivers out here, and one of them's pissed. He's an older guy, and he's pissed. He's like, all these young men, he was speaking in like broken English. He said, no, I said, I can speak Spanish. He's like, no, I need to practice English because this is my new home. I'm like, okay, I respect that. He goes, but these young men, they come stupid and they don't pull their pants up, and then they drive like idiots, and then I can't find work because they're idiots. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of how it's coming out right now. So he was a little bit upset. But yeah, I don't know if they can't locate the guy. I would still go if you can and get the judgment against them. Because if they're like that, they're that kind of person that they disappear and do shit, they're going to screw up again. Right? It's like someone who beats up women or abuses kids, or they have that thing in them that they want to do wrong. And eventually they're going to do it again. And so if you have, hey, Yardbirds, if you have that, maybe you can whack them on the head in the future, or the judge will whack them on the head for not showing up in court. So, which, that would be great for me. Like, you dented my car, but now you're going to go to jail for 6 months. I'd call that good day. I'd be like, oh yeah, no, I got what I wanted. Now you're going to sit there in a cell like a moron. And that makes me happy. So, but anyway, folks, now going back to my original subject, now it's a good time. Check your vehicles, tires, check your AC filters, clean out the dryer vents in your house so you don't catch fire, wipe down the stove, the little maintenance things. Now, as we get into the spring, summer with the weather and the heat, is going to be a good thing. It makes your equipment run more efficiently, lowers your electrical. No, not at all. With stuff like that upsets me, because it's like, we're all trying to make a living, right? And we're a diverse group in the chat. We're from all over the country, all different colors, different religions. We're trying to do the right shit. And you have a monkey's ass comes and crashes someone's car, and then they run away. And that just agitates the shit out of me. But yeah, maintain your stuff. Now's a great time. The next couple of weekends, the weather should be relatively nice. And also, make hard copies of your insurance paperwork and keep them in a folder in the house. Because if you get a storm, the internet goes out, you won't have the phone numbers to call, you won't have any documentation. You want to be able to have those numbers available when there's a kid crossing the street backwards going to the high school. Doofus kid. Oh, and he tripped on the curb. That's what you get for being stupid. For the record, I'm channeling my dad, because he would say shit like that to me all the time. I'd fall down the stairs. He's like, "Why did you do that?" "Oh, my brother and I were fighting." Well, that's what you get for being stupid. You know, in Spanish, it's called por pendejo, which basically implies you were being a pendejo, you're being a dumbass, and that's why you fell down the stairs. In English, that's what you get. If you ask my adult-ass children today, what was the most common said phrase in our house growing up was, "That was stupid," and that's what you get. So we said it in English and in Spanish. The kids understood it. But my kids are the adults in the room. Hey, KP. Hey, Hudson. So, folks, now's a great time. And Hudson Valley does a lot of, construction work and contracting, stuff like that. He can speak volumes. Maintain your vehicle, maintain your home, check your windows, your insulation. If you can replace any faulty outlets, do it. Hey, vision. Hey, coffee. All those little things can hurt you if they damage something bigger, right? And as you get in, and again, everything you fix, you get working properly, pulls less electricity, pulls less natural gas, whatever. It's going to save you a little bit on the bills as well, which is a bonus. But what you don't want is you forget the AC filter, something silly like that, and then, later in the middle of the heat, now you have to replace your air conditioner because it got screwed up somehow. You don't want to battle that. Everything's expensive. Hey, Jules, right now we need to protect ourselves from cost and protect ourselves from inflation. And maintaining what you have as much as you can is going to be a key factor in that. I was trying, again, the only reason I got the new car is because the old one got absolutely tore up in that storm, and it was starting to have problems where I was spending $500 every month fixing something. And I was like, okay, I've had this car. It was almost 9 years old. I'm like, okay, I probably just need to, get a new vehicle. But in any case, folks, keep that in mind. Get your maintenance done. Maintain your stuff as best you can. And right now, it's almost to the point that if you can do it yourself, you're probably going to save money. Or you can leverage the inflationary environment. Nobody's spending money to get yourself a better deal with the car dealership or the landscaper, whoever it is you're dealing with. In any case, folks, look, do those little things now so you don't have them. Because otherwise, like I said, if you allow something expensive and big to get broken for lack of maintenance or lack of swapping the filter or what have you, it's going to really hurt you later on. And right now in this environment, especially, not all the tariffs have hit yet. Those shipping containers are just now arriving. So I had mentioned earlier just the way supply chain works, because I deal with it. And this is not me being like, oh, I'm super knowledgeable, look at me. Like certain prepper channels from other countries that like to act like, I predicted this. You didn't predict shit, dude. You read the same article I did in Yahoo Finance and you regurgitated it. I actually acknowledge that I read it somewhere else, or I've experienced it at work. But and I won't say who that is. Although he got cursed at pretty bad on X the other day, which was kind of comical. Vision's already laughing. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. Yes, the one who got called a puto, but in English. And I won't say that word because that'll get me a ban. But in any case, folks, look, it takes about 30 to 45 days for an inflationary environment to my coworkers like doing Fast and Furious with his little Toyota up the damn parking garage. I was like, dude, you're gonna hit someone's 250 with that little potato and break your car. Now's a great time to get parts you need, get things fixed, get things maintained, because the inflationary effect is probably going to hit. And even if they work everything out, we're going to have an inflationary hump as the cheaper products come in. It's going to take another 40 days. 30 to 45, maybe 60 days for that to come through the system. So everything's on this weird time delay. So what you see happening now in the news isn't going to physically affect us for another 30 days. So 30 to 60, depending on what kind of product it is. So now's the time. Get your maintenance, your business done so that you can keep the expensive stuff running so you don't incur costs in an inflationary hump. You just don't want to deal with that. Anyway, folks, you guys be good, be safe out there. I got a full day today, so I will see you guys later on. Hopefully later this week. And I think this week's Four Horsemen is on Vision's channel. I can't remember. Anywho, you guys, hey, kill it. You folks, ladies and gentlemen, be good, be safe. I will see you all later on. Take care of yourselves.